After a successful school semester, two brothers decided to take a break. They had so many options as their chosen vacation destinations, but at last they were left with two from which they could not decide on. The older brother had suggested a desert adventure, and the younger one had suggested a more dangerous one, a forest tour. They had a long quarrel until the older brother decided to swallow his pride and reluctantly go with his brother's choice. After a long day of walking the green dense forest, they camped and had their evening portions of food. Later that night, it unexpectedly started pouring. Their tent got flooded. As a result, the already bitter older brother lashed out at his brother. "Why did you suggest this hell of a place? Were you in your right mind?" He angrily, continuously screamed at his little brother. The pouring paused, and so did the anger. The younger brother went outside the tent, took a log and wrote on the mud, "My brother lashed out at me." The older brother saw this, but he was still too angry to care. The next day, they went on with their tour. Like the previous evening, they pitched their tent again to rest. As it is known, after a pouring from the wet swamps come swarms of mosquitoes. Unfortunately, the younger brother had forgotten to carry the much-needed mosquito repellent cream. The brothers couldn't sleep well that night. The older brother, after having an enough share of mosquito bites, turned to his brother and again started shouting at him. This time he even went physical, slapping his helpless brother. The younger brother quietly went out of the tent, took a leaf and wrote with a pen, "My brother slapped me." Then he threw away the leaf. The older brother was still too angry to care again. On the last day of their adventure, they both agreed to take their bravery to a test. They went into the deepest and densest part of the forest. The day was going well until nature had handled enough of these two. It was around sunset when all hell broke loose. The older brother had gone to the river to fetch some water, and the younger brother was busy taking pictures for remembrance sake. Whilst taking pictures, he just heard a loud roar behind him. He turned his head to see where the scary roar was coming from. What he saw made him see flashes of his afterlife right in front of him. A full-grown beast was looking right into his eyes, moving slowly towards him. Luckily, his brother was at the right place, exactly at the right time. When he saw his brother shivering in the face of death, there was no second thoughts. He just discharged his firearm, pulled the trigger into the beast's head, saving his brother's life. The younger brother, with emotional tears in his eyes, took a rock and inscribed the words, "My brother saved me from death." Then he put the rock into his backpack. I know you're asking why he kept this one and not the first two. Why also did he use a rock instead of just a leaf? Well, a rock in this case symbolizes permanence. He even chose to keep the rock, not just write and throw it away like the first two. There are some situations whereby the ones around you might offend you. Should you forgive, forget, and smile as if nothing has happened? Well, what's done is done and cannot be reversed. Sometimes it seems close to impossible to let it go and forgive, but isn't it better not to surround and flood yourself with negative memories? Let it all go with the flowing water, like what the mud does. Always try to give importance to the goodness in the people around you. I personally refuse to live in a world that sees nothing but negativity around it. Deep down inside everyone, there's always something good. If you allow yourself to be controlled by bitterness, you will be consumed, and as bad as it may sound, it will lead you to vengeance. Well, that's a point of no return that you don't want to find yourself at. Take a deep breath, spread the word, and make an adjustment to someone's life. Well, that's my one, and I'm always sticking to it.